Imagine being trapped inside a wooden cage, like an animal on display for the world to see. The walls of the cage, crisscrossing in every direction, offer no solace or escape. Isabella Macduff, Countess of Buchan, experienced just that in the medieval period in Scotland. Her involvement in the crowning of Robert Bruce as King of Scotland brought her into the spotlight, but it also subjected her to a cruelty that is difficult to comprehend. Isabella's actions were seen as rebellious by the English, who had a firm grasp on Scotland at the time. Her father, the Earl of Fife, was an important figure in the resistance against English rule, and Isabella's participation in Robert Bruce's coronation only heightened the tension between the two powers. As a result, she became a target of the English, who were determined to make an example out of her. The punishment imposed on Isabella was both physically and psychologically grueling. Placed in a wooden cage in one of the towers of Berwick Castle, she became a spectacle for all to see. The crisscrossed walls allowed people to peer into her cage, to witness her suffering firsthand. The intention behind this punishment was clear: to humiliate Isabella and instill fear in anyone who dared to challenge English authority. Being captured during medieval warfare was not uncommon for women, but their imprisonment typically served as a means to exert control over their male relatives. Ransoms were often demanded, and negotiation was possible for their eventual release. However, Isabella's situation was different. Her punishment was not solely for the purpose of ransom or control. It was a vindictive act directly aimed at her for her involvement in Robert Bruce's ascent to the throne. The choice of Berwick Castle as the location for her imprisonment carried symbolic significance. From the confines of her cage, Isabella could gaze across the sea and see her beloved Scotland. The land she fought for, the land Robert Bruce fought for, was within sight but forever out of her reach. It must have been a constant reminder of the events that led to her captivity, a painful reminder of the dreams and aspirations she was forced to abandon. Isabella's fate was particularly harsh compared to other noble women associated with Robert Bruce. While some were eventually released or returned to Scotland, she never had that chance. She languished in her cage until her death in 1314, before Robert could secure the release of the Bruce women from their captors. The fact that she was denied the opportunity to return to her homeland, to breathe the air of freedom once again, is a tragedy that speaks to the brutality and political complexity of the time. Isabella Macduff's story serves as a stark reminder of the vulnerability of noble women in a world filled with power struggles and political turmoil. In a society where women were often marginalized and overlooked, Isabella stood up against the English oppression and played a significant role in the crowning of Robert Bruce. However, her actions had severe consequences, and she paid the price for her defiance. The plight of Isabella Macduff, Countess of Buchan, is a testament to the brutality and complexity of medieval Scotland. Through her story, we are reminded of the sacrifices made by those who fought for what they believed in, regardless of the personal cost. Isabella's imprisonment in a wooden cage, her constant reminder of Scotland across the sea, and her ultimate death in captivity all serve as powerful symbols of the hardships endured by those who dared to challenge the status quo.